Wow. They bleeped something there.
I think they did.
They really did.
They bleeped it.
Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It is Thursday. It's the 29th of January. It's 5:34. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and hopefully I had a good night. It should be a pretty good rush hour, hopefully, but this afternoon could be a different story, couldn't it?
Yeah, we've been taking a look at the radar, and it looks as though some of the bands of snow are just starting to come into the GTA. Barrie.
So it's going to be, and then throw in the wind, we'll have some wind chill factors.
Now, 5 to 10 centimeters, fairly widespread throughout the GTA. We are going to be seeing, I wanted to say a little bit of sunshine to start the day, but that's just not going to happen. I wish we could. Well, I'll talk more about your falling temperatures. We'll get right into the weekend and the system that looks like it's going to the south of us. More on that, but first, here's Tom. Well, for the most part, we're looking at snow all day. It's going to accumulate quicker later on this afternoon and in through this evening. By the overnight, it will start to taper off, but then we're going to deal with what's behind this cold front. Really, really cold temperatures. We've got high pressure in place, so we should see some sunshine throughout the day on Friday, but it's going to be frigid. We're talking -11, feeling like -21 for a daytime high. Now, once this high moves a little bit further to our south, there's that low that we've been tracking, and it looks as though it is going to stay to our south, which is good news. Not to say we wouldn't pick up a few flurries, and finally by Saturday, Sunday, we start to go to the... I kind of want to know what that whole video is about.
Well, there was an expletive that was there.
There sure was.
There was. It had to bleep,
wow.
bleep it out.
There you saw in Force of Nature, some pretty active weather right across the country. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Thursday. It is the 29th of January. We're looking at 5:44, and we've got snow on the way.
We do. And with that, it could make an interesting drive, more so in the PM drive than the AM drive, so we're going to see a few flurries, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, widespread amounts. We're looking at 5 to 10, but first, just sunshine. Was it not a beautiful day yesterday?
It was lovely. It was very, very pleasant. It's not too bad at all out there. So,
but first, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on your commute. Keep in mind, it really is only 50 days till spring. Somewhere around there. I haven't done the exact math, but we're close. Okay, we do have this clipper on the way through today. It is going to be bringing us 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. That area of low pressure to the south could bring places like Windsor all the way up towards Chatham. A little bit of freezing drizzle. Behind this cold front, temperatures drop dramatically. We're talking like -11, feeling like -21 for a daytime high tomorrow. Now, the good news over the weekend is that we are going to be seeing a mix of sun and cloud. And this system that we were watching very closely yesterday looks as though it is going to stay to our south. So we're not going to be getting hit with a lot of snowfall. We are, however, going to see some flurries for Sunday and into next week. We do have the potential to see a clipper forming, could be bringing us a little bit more snow. Well, first we'll look at what's happening right now with the radar. You can see we've got some snow showers moving in through London, through Kitchener, over towards Waterloo, down towards Windsor and up through Chatham. There is the potential for a little line of freezing rain just because temperatures are hovering around that freezing mark. We all know what that means. For us, in much of the GTA, we are going to stay straight snow, and we're looking at the potential for about 5 to 10 centimeters by the end of today. Heaviest snowfall is going to be falling this afternoon, so your evening commute is certainly going to be impacted. Once this snow moves out of our region through the overnight, we are going to be seeing a dramatic drop in temperature. So tomorrow, we're going to be into the -teens, feeling more like the -20s when you factor in the wind. But we may see a little bit of sunshine. Weekend forecast looks pretty good. This is the storm we were tracking yesterday. Some models are now wanting to keep it a little bit further south, but stay with us. We're going to give you updates on it as well in the next couple of days. By Monday, again, we're looking at cold air coming in. We've got temperatures that are going to be well below our seasonal average. Saturday looks to be your best day to get out and enjoy outdoor activities. We're looking at a daytime high of -7 with some sunshine. Every time I hear that, I'm like, yikes.
Well, you know, people go down to the water when there's huge waves like that, but it's very, very dangerous. I mean, the other day down in New Jersey, guys were going out there, you know, with their toboggans and stuff like that on the ice. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Thanks for joining us this morning. You're watching the Weather Network. It's 4 minutes after 6. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. And yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag of weather on the way, so just be prepared for a slower drive this afternoon.
Let's take a look at the radar. We'll show you exactly where it's happening right now.
To be in the long range.
Yeah, Friday's going to be cold. We'll talk about that coming up. It's getting a little bit of enhancement there. Now, there's been a commercial for the Super Bowl that has been all over the internet. It's been all over Facebook, all over Twitter, all over Instagram. The puppy and the horse.
The puppy and the horse. They sold more horses and puppies as a result of that commercial. But this year it's a tearjerker this year.
Oh, it just breaks your little heart.
Should we tell them? Should we tell them? Yeah, should we tell them what happens?
Well, it's a happy ending.
Well, it is, yeah.
It is.
Anyway, the puppy is confronted by a wolf.
Yeah.
And the wolf is growling away, and then the horses come along.
Charging and
protect the little puppy.
It's really quite cute.
It is quite cute.
You're going to have to watch it.
Yeah.
Google it.
You'll see it. You'll see it a lot of times.
But it immensely. It's those winter days that most people can handle when there's lots of sun. We'll talk long range. We'll talk cold temperatures. We'll talk potential system that we're missing, hopefully. First, here's Tom. Snow moving in this morning, as you saw on the radar. It's just going to continue to be an all-day event. We are going to start to see it taper off by around midnight tonight. And then much colder air coming in behind it. We're talking like wind chills feeling like the minus 20s throughout the day tomorrow. But a little bit of sunshine on the way with a few isolated flurries. That's the system that I was mentioning. It looks like it's going to miss us completely, but the weekend is still going to be quite chilly. Scattered flurries throughout the day on Sunday. Snow bands moving in through the GTA. They're not incredibly intense, but the more intense snow will be falling through later on this afternoon. And that's where we're going to pick up the majority of our 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. So as the system moves through, roads could get dicey. Your afternoon evening commute could certainly be impacted by this. Behind the cold front, temperatures are going to shift dramatically. It is going to be a cold day tomorrow. So keep that in mind as you're getting ready tomorrow morning. Dress for temperatures that feel like the minus 20s. Saturday rather looks like a decent day. Could see some sunshine, a minus 7. And then Sunday, a few isolated flurries from the system to our south. Temperatures staying below seasonal into next week. Look at how cold Monday is. We're looking at a daytime high of minus 10, but feeling like minus 17 when you factor it. Thanks for that, Rachel. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It is Thursday. It is the 29th of January. Today's cold, but not as cold as it was yesterday, and we've got snow on the way. We've got a clipper moving through southern Ontario that is going to be bringing us fairly decent snowfall amounts front. It will feel like minus 24 upon wake up tomorrow morning. Bundle up. Temperatures are going to be cold, and we're going to see some snow, and that snow is going to be picked up by wind throughout the day tomorrow. So I would say that tomorrow is worse than today, even though today we're seeing 5 to 10 centimeters of snow, fairly widespread throughout the lower Great Lakes. Once the system moves through, the cold front comes in, and that's what does the damage to our temperatures. That's where we're going to really feel that cold air coming in. Saturday, we start to moderate slightly. You get a little bit warmer, and then Sunday, we do have a chance to see a few isolated flurries. The winds coming in from more of a southerly direction this afternoon. That's why our temperatures are bumping up to around the freezing mark. This evening, they switch to more of a northerly flow behind that cold front, and that is where we're going to see all that Arctic air. So tomorrow, certainly going to be a cold one. Here's Tom now with an update on traffic. Thanks, Kevin. And I do want to mention that by this afternoon, that's when we're going to see the heavier snow. This is all kind of light stuff right now. When we do have those heavier bands coming in, they're going to be falling at, 2 to 3 centimeters an hour. So we are going to be seeing a pretty messy afternoon, evening commute when the snow falls at that kind of rate right before the rush. Plows may not have enough time to get out into that heavy traffic to clear everything. 5 to 10 centimeters widespread. Behind this system, temperatures are going to dramatically change. We are going to see a dramatic drop. We're going to go to about minus 11 tomorrow, feeling more like the minus 20s. Temperatures will moderate slightly over the weekend, and we may just see some sunshine. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Kevin Yard, lucky guy, gets to go up to Muskoka for the night and enjoy what winter has to offer in that area. Speaking of all the amazing things that winter has to offer, we're going to join our next Kevin. Kevin Forget joins us live at the Ontario Travel Centre in Barrie this morning. And Kevin, it looks like a winter wonderland behind you already. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. You can totally hear that train coming in behind him. Wyerton Willie, just a heads up. He's actually going to go head-to-head with our meteorologist, Dr. Doug Gillum, on Monday. So we'll see who's going to win. Wyerton Willie, I'm suspicious of you. I like you, but I'm suspicious of you. All right, here's some snow bands coming in through the GTA right now. Anybody up in Barrie that's going to be skiing or tobogganing or any kind of snowmobiling, I mean, the weather this weekend is going to be great. 5 to 10 centimeters of snow for today. Tomorrow, a big dramatic change in our temperatures. It is going to get bitterly cold behind this system. I'll talk more about that coming up, but first, here's Tom. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Thursday. It is the 29th of January. Temperatures are really going to fluctuate. They're going to be a big story for us over the next couple of days. We're going to get very, very cold before things start to moderate slightly, just in time for the weekend. So this weekend, yes, it's going to be cold, not as cold as we've been in past weeks, but yes, the pattern is there. Into early February, we are going to stay below our seasonal average. Saturday, fair, cold, could see a few flurries to the north. And then on Sunday, really cold temperatures, but that system that we've been keeping an eye on, it looks as though it's going to stay to our south. We may pick up a few flurries, a little bit of lake enhancement, but for the most part, we're going to stay relatively dry. Monday is going to be cold. We are going to be back into wind chills into the minus teens. And then on Tuesday, we do have a system on the way that is going to be bringing us some flurries. That looks as though the heavier snow bands will stay to our north. And then through the month of February, that is when things are going to, well, be cold, and they're just going to stay cold. So if you're thinking, okay, spring's only about, what, 50 days away? Yeah, we're going to have to endure just a little bit more winter until we can get there. All right, well, we are looking at some sunshine for Saturday and -7. Sunday, we're looking at -6. Could see a few isolated flurries. Monday, -10, feeling like -17. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds right now. He's got an update on your commute. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. I like the fact that it's not as cold. That means you don't have to necessarily wear your big winter parka today. You may want to put it on this weekend if you're going to be participating in any kind of winter events. We've got Kevin Forget. He's joining us up in Barrie. And Kevin, I'm just guessing by looking behind you that you're probably going to be hitting the slopes today. Thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, it is going to be an interesting weekend for not only winter events, but the Wyerton Willie Festival is happening. Our meteorologist, Dr. Doug Gillum, going head-to-head with Groundhog. All right, taking a look at the radar, you can see the snow coming in. It's going to be fairly light this morning. It's really going to intensify this afternoon, 5 to 10 centimeters, and then behind it, it's going to get cold. More on that coming up, but first, here's Tom. As Kevin was mentioning, we are seeing some light snow throughout much of the GTA right now. The heavier snow bands are going to be coming in later on this afternoon, and we're looking at about 5 to 10 centimeters widespread. Behind this system, we are going to be seeing a dramatic cool down in temperatures, and we can thank our old friend, the cold front, and that northerly wind behind it. It is going to feel like the -20s tomorrow. Saturday, not a bad day. A few flurries for Sunday, but I think the big story for Southern Ontario is that our temperatures are going to stay quite. Hi there, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Thursday. It is the 29th of January. And if you're thinking about what you're going to do this weekend with the family and you're thinking, okay, it's winter, we've got snow, where should we go? What should we check out? We've got our resident expert, Kevin Forget. He is going to be telling us some amazing events going on this weekend, and one specifically that looks so much fun to me, Kevin, but because being 5 months pregnant, it's probably not safe to do, but tubing, it looks like a great time. Okay, who's totally jealous? I am. That looks like so much fun, and he's dressed for it. He's got his helmet on. He's going so fast. Oh, that looks like so much fun. Thanks so much, Kevin. We'll be checking back in with Kevin in just a few moments. He'll give us a couple of more ideas of what to do this weekend. For us, our weather looks like this. We have got some snow coming down throughout Southern Ontario. It's very, very light at the moment. This afternoon, the bands will start to get heavier. We're looking at about 5 to 10 centimeters widespread through the GTA. Once the system passes through, we are going to see a dramatic drop in temperatures. It is going to feel more like the -20s tomorrow. Bundle up if you're heading out. We'll talk more about your weekend forecast. Not a bad weekend, but I think the biggest trend here is that temperatures are going to be staying quite cold. I'll turn things over to Tom right now for an update on your commute. Well, we are seeing light snow, very, very light snow in some areas. Looking at the radar, you can see even down towards Windsor and in through Chatham, they've got that risk of seeing a little bit of freezing drizzle. Temperatures hovering just around that freezing mark with that southerly wind. About 5 to 10 centimeters of snow widespread throughout the day today. The heavier bands will be coming in this afternoon, and then we see a dramatic cool down by tomorrow. We're going to see our temperatures drop dramatically tonight. It is going to feel like the -20s. Not a bad weekend ahead, but if you're outside doing anything, make sure you dress for it. Go to the crazy videos and force of nature. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Thursday. It is the 29th of January, 7:44. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and you may feel the weather in your head. My head is hurting right now, and the pressure's dropping like a rock down through Windsor and some freezing rain. So it's kind of a potent storm, apparently.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing some pretty decent snow amounts. I'll get to those in just a moment. But first, let's check in with Kevin Yard. He's out in Mississauga. And Kevin, traveling up to Muskoka, you know, I'm a little envious that you get to spend a couple of days there, I have to say. Thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, here's the radar. We do have light snow through some areas. We're talking flurries for the most part. Heavier bands this afternoon and through this evening, 5 to 10 centimeters, widespread for the GTA. We'll talk more about our dropping temperatures in our long-range forecast, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Heavier bands later on this afternoon and in through this evening. So just before your evening rush, it's going to hit. And so it could make your driving really, really treacherous. If you can leave work early today, if you can leave school early today, if you can pick up the kids early today, certainly might be recommended. Behind this system, we do have a big blast of cold air. We can thank that cold front and the northerly flow by tomorrow morning feeling like the minus 20s when you factor in the wind. That system to our south is staying to our south for the weekend. So we're looking at a fairly decent next couple of days if you don't mind cold temperatures. Great weekend for skiing, tobogganing, Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. It looks as though travel is going to be okay, but it's going to be cold. And then Groundhog Day on Monday, and it looks as though we might just see a little bit of snow. Big story for Toronto is that our temperatures are going to remain quite cold. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Thursday. It is the 29th of January, and it looks as though our weather throughout southern Ontario is going to be perfect this weekend for getting out and really embracing and enjoying winter. For all the information of what we can and cannot do this weekend, we've got Kevin Forget. He's joining us up in Barrie this morning. And Kevin, that video of you tubing going 80 kilometers an hour was awesome. I loved every minute of it. Mash bash. That sounds like a lot of fun. I think there is something that involves going down the hill on a bedpan. I think. We'll have to check in with Kevin for that. Here's a look at the radar. That very light snow coming down through the Barrie area. By this afternoon, the heavier bands will pick up. We're looking at 5 to 10 centimeters. All right, for more on your traffic details and how this weather could certainly affect your commute, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, today, not as cold as it was yesterday, but tomorrow is going to be colder than yesterday and today, so make sure you have warm clothing prepared. If you've got lots of plans this weekend and you want to do something fun with the kids, let's check in with Kevin Forget. He's live up in Barrie, and Kevin, there's so many amazing things to do this weekend, aren't there? All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, he did it before, and it looked like tons of fun. Here's the radar showing the very, very light snow. By this afternoon, heavier bands will pick up. We're looking at about 5 to 10 centimeters widespread. Okay, I'm going to turn things over to Tom. He's got an update on your commute. Here's the radar that Kevin was mentioning. We do have some snow bands coming into the west. We are going to be picking up about 5 to 10 centimeters widespread. It's going to be windy. It's going to be mild until tonight. We've got a cold front coming through behind this system, and that is what's going to drop our temperatures dramatically. We're talking by tomorrow morning, it is going to feel like the minus 20s. It's going to get cold again. A lot of Arctic air pushing into the area. The winds are going to kick it up tomorrow from a northerly flow, so we could be dealing with poor visibility with blowing snow. Thanks so much, Kevin. His job is awesome. He gets to do all sorts of fun things out in the elements. I'm not a winter person, and I don't think my baby bump would allow me to ski or go tubing, but still, I'm a little jealous. Light snow moving through the GTA right now. We're going to see those heavier bands pick up later on this afternoon. We're looking at 5 to 10 centimeters, fairly widespread. Now, we are going to be seeing snow moving through heavier amounts up through Kingston. So if you're traveling that 401 corridor, and then behind this cold front, we shift to Arctic air. It is going to be cold, really, really cold, and the winds are going to start to pick up. We will see some sunshine throughout the day tomorrow, but take a look at the winds. We've got a southerly flow throughout the day today, so that's going to be decent because we're getting up to 0. But then by tonight, our winds shift to more of a northerly direction, pushing all of that Arctic air, and that is why tomorrow morning we are going to feel closer to the minus 20s. We're talking like minus 24, so bundle up. This weekend looking like a good one for all those events that Kevin was talking about, that Wyerton Willie Festival. Our very own meteorologist, Dr. Doug Gillum, is going to go head-to-head with the groundhog and see if they agree on their predictions. Super Bowl Sunday, of course, is happening, and the weather looks favorable for travel. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on your commute. Very, very light snow moving through the GTA right now. We're seeing flurries at best. But what we are going to be seeing is 5 to 10 centimeters later on this afternoon. Seeing 5 to 10 centimeters widespread through the GTA. Areas a little bit further to the east. If you're traveling that 401 corridor right up through Kingston and in through Ottawa, the 416, 417, heavier amounts of snow. Now, behind this snow, we've got really cold temperatures. We are going to be changing dramatically temperature-wise. Today, a daytime high of 0. Tomorrow, it is going to feel like minus 24 when you factor in the wind chill in the morning hours. A little bit of sunshine, yes, but it's also going to be windy. So all that fresh snow that we see today, it's going to be kicked up by the wind, causing poor visibility and blowing snow at times. Temperatures are going to remain quite cool into the weekend, but calm. We are not going to be seeing any major storm systems for Super Bowl Sunday or the Wyerton Willie Festival. Thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, lots of great events happening in the province for the next couple of weeks. Today, we're seeing temperatures hovering around the freezing mark, which is good news for those of us that don't love the cold. And it's also good news for getting out and participating in winter activities. Now, this weekend, temperatures are going to be colder, so you'll certainly need to bundle up. But there are so many amazing events that you can take part in. Kevin Forget is up live in Barrie this morning. And Kevin, are you going to be tubing again right now? I can't wait. Okay, that officially looks awesome. So much fun. Thanks, Kevin. All right, you can see light snow in the area. We're going to see about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Here's Tom Reynolds with a very quick update on traffic.
Highway 7 closed out through the Durham Town line.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Thursday. It is the 29th of January. It is a fairly cool and gray start to the day, but nowhere near as cold as it was at this time yesterday. And it's nowhere near as cold as it's going to be tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in just a few moments. But first, I'm going to check in with Kevin Yard. He joins us in Mississauga this morning. And Kevin, I noticed temperatures must be warm if you're not wearing a toque.
Me, Emily. Don't hate me.
You're just sprinkling salt into the wound, Kevin. That's all you're doing. That's fine. That's fine. No big deal. Have fun. Today is going to be a decent day if you like snow, but it's going to be coming down in a hurry. We're going to see a couple of centimeters an hour in between kind of, 1 and 3. We're looking at 5 to 10 centimeters widespread, so this is going to be hitting just before that afternoon evening rush. It's not going to be good. Leave early if you can. Behind this cold front, much cooler air coming in. We've got that Arctic push. That's why our temperatures are going to be dropping so significantly through the overnight and into tomorrow morning. The winds are going to be kicking it up throughout the day tomorrow. Today, they're coming in from a southerly flow. Tomorrow, they're going to switch, come in from a northerly flow. So the snow that falls today could be blowing around with that wind chill of minus 20 something. It is just going to be an awful drive. So just be prepared, dress for it. Make sure you are going to be comfortable if you're out and about in this. High pressure moves in for Friday, so we may see a little bit of sunshine, but it's going to be windy and it's going to be cold. Saturday, temperatures moderate just slightly. Sunday being Super Bowl Sunday, temperatures are going to be cold, so bundle up if you're heading out. And then Monday, of course, Groundhog Day, and our forecast high is minus 12, but feeling like minus 21 with some light snow in the forecast. So fun. All right. Thanks so much, Rachel. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Thursday. It is the 29th of January, and temperatures today aren't going to be too bad. We do have snow on the way, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But first, feel like minus 24 when you factor in the wind. Now we're looking at widespread 5 to 10 centimeters throughout the GTA. Areas a little bit further north and areas a little bit further east. We can pick up 10 to 15. Now, once we have this system going through, dropping all of that snow, we've got a cold front coming through, and it's to blame for dropping our temperatures dramatically. It's got a northerly wind behind it, a lot of Arctic air filtering into the area, so feeling like the minus 20s throughout the day tomorrow. Saturday, we moderate just slightly. We're looking at minus 6 as a daytime high. This system saying to our south, it looks as though we're going to see some sunshine, but I think the really big story here for the GTA is going to be our really cold temperatures. If you are out this week at the Wyerton Willie Festival happening, of course, it's Super Bowl Sunday, and Monday is Groundhog Day. Our own meteorologist, Dr. Doug Gillum, is going to go head-to-head with the groundhog. Temperatures are staying quite cold right into the middle of next week. Taking a look at this weekend and beyond, I'm Emily Vukovic. Joining me, meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum. I'm a little jealous of the rest of the country, and I don't think it's fair what's happening, Doug.
Yeah, as you take a look at the past 2 weeks across the country, most places shown by the reds and even these whites actually represent temperatures above seasonal, over 10 degrees above seasonal on the prairies. Right. The pattern for next week, well below seasonal temperature, so it'll be even colder.
It's a good one for you.
Yes.
All right, Saturday we're looking at cold temperatures. We've got a few flurries in the forecast. And then Sunday, let's talk a little bit about this because we've been saying some mixed messages.
Right. The potential for a significant system. There will be a Gulf flow. At this point, it looks most likely that it will track to our south. Late Sunday into Monday morning. There are still a few models, though, that make this a significant system for Southern Ontario. So this is obviously the model that we
like better.
Right. Well, we're most agreement with. We think it's going to be a frigid, blustery day, but still keeping eye on the potential. This is a couple models show the snow getting into Southern Ontario, but again, think it's more likely that we get little to no impact from the system. Certainly bears watching. So the story continues to be next week. The frigid temperatures, another clipper comes through late Tuesday, probably Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. That would just be 2 to 5 centimeters. So no major storm systems really in the forecast for next week.
Okay, so I think the big story here is that we are going to see some light snow.
Right through most of the month of February. Not every day, but overall it's going to be colder than average.
You can check out more videos from Kim McDonald of Around the World in 60 seconds at our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Thursday. It is the 29th of January. It's a cool start to the day. Not as cold as yesterday. We've got snow on the way today where we had sunshine throughout the GTA yesterday. Means act upon wake up. So dress for the cold weather. Widespread snowfall amounts, we're looking at about 5 to 10 centimeters throughout the GTA. Once this system passes through, say goodbye to those southerly winds and hello to Arctic air because it is going to be filtering in right behind this cold front fairly dramatically, and it's going to stick around for the next few days. So Friday, could see a little bit of sunshine. Saturday, a very similar story. High pressure in place. Could see a few isolated flurries. Temperatures will moderate just slightly because we do have this low passing to our south. But Monday, another Arctic high ushers in and temperatures are going to stay cold right into next week. A lot of events happening this weekend. The Wyerton Willie Festival is happening. Our own meteorologist, Dr. Doug Gillum, is going to go head-to-head with the groundhog. I was going to call him a rodent on Monday. And Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, the weather looks great for traveling. If you're heading out to a friend's place, just dress for cold temperatures. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Thursday. It is the 29th of January. It's not a bad start to the day. It's a little cool. It's a little gray. It's not as cold as it has been, and it's certainly not as cold as it's going to be by tomorrow morning. We've got Kevin Yard. He's joining us in Mississauga this morning. And Kevin, you're just kind of getting ready for the calm before the storm. You're going to get out of here today. You're off to Muskoka. You're going to enjoy winter this weekend. All right. Thanks so much, Kevin. Have a safe drive up to Muskoka. Kevin's been to the spa once, and he is addicted. We sent him once, and he can't get enough. I don't blame him. I really don't blame him at all. Okay, well, we are seeing some light snow moving in through parts of southern Ontario this morning. But yeah, as Kevin was talking about, the real meat and potatoes, that's going to be coming in later on this afternoon and in through this evening where we're going to see the bulk of our snow. All right, we are going to check in live now with Mike Arsenault. He is also tracking some snow throughout Ontario. And Mike, what are you up to right now? All right, we're having some conflicts with Mike, but that's okay. We'll get back to him in just a little while. 5 to 10 centimeters is going to be our snowfall forecast for the next day, and then things will start getting better for the weekend. If you've got lots of plans this weekend, there's so many different events going on in and around the GTA. Gillum, he's going to be going head-to-head with that groundhog, so we'll see come Monday. We're expecting to see a little bit of snow, and temperatures are going to be cold. 5 to 10 centimeters widespread throughout the GTA today. If you're traveling east on that 401 corridor up through Kingston, expect to see about 10 to 15 centimeters. Once we're finished with the snow, I do want to mention that it's going to be dropping at a fairly rapid rate. We're looking at about 2 to 3 centimeters an hour this afternoon. So that's happening right before your commute. Not good timing. Behind this, there's that Arctic air coming in. Temperatures by tomorrow morning feeling like the -20s. The winds are going to be fairly intense. Today, they're coming in from a southerly flow. Tomorrow, they shift tonight to a northerly flow, bringing in all of that Arctic air. They're going to be sustained anywhere from 20 to 40 with gusts up to 50. So blowing snow could certainly become an issue. Lots of stuff going on this weekend, and it looks as though we're going to see some sunshine, but make sure you dress for outdoor events because it is going to be very chilly. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Thursday, it's the 29th of January. Temperatures are actually relatively mild today, considering what we've been dealing with these last few days. Yesterday was cold, but it was sunny. Today we've got snow on the way. Frostbite, hypothermia, those are going to be your biggest health risks, so make sure you bundle up as you're heading out the door. Widespread snowfall amounts, we're looking at about 5 to 10 centimeters generally for the GTA. Behind this system is when our temperatures are going to cool down dramatically, so we can thank this cold front and we can thank the Arctic air that's coming in behind it. It is going to be very, very cold. Now, as we hit the weekend, temperatures are going to moderate slightly. We're looking at daytime highs around -6 for Saturday, still feeling like the minus teens. That system's going to stay to our south. Lots of great stuff happening this weekend, so bundle the kids up, head out, go tobogganing, go skiing, go up to Snow Valley. The Wyerton Willie Festival's happening this weekend. We've got Super Bowl Sunday. It's going to be a busy one. Just make sure you dress warmly.